I'm Michel Michon. It's Mardi Gras. We're going to make a simple Creole sauce using my Wholesome Crave Tomato Basil Soup. Now, first we start with a hot pan and add a little bit of oil. We're going to start by sauteing off some mushrooms. We're making a Creole tofu, so the mushrooms are going to give it a little bit of a meatier flavor and texture, and they will shrink.
Probably going to cook them about 5 minutes. They'll get a little bit darker. I'm going to sprinkle them with some salt to promote dehydration so that they cook and shrink a little faster and so they taste good.
So my mushrooms are just about ready. I can hear them. They've shrunk, they're getting smaller, they're smelling wonderful. So I'm going to add first the celery and the onions, the peppers and the carrots with these spices. And I'm going to just kind of stir it and let it sweat so that these spices kind of roast and toast and the flavor develops. Then I'm going to add the garlic, some tomatoes, and then I'm going to add the soup and simmer it. So, celery, onions, carrots, and peppers, green and red.
Onions, green peppers, and celery are known as the Cajun Holy Trinity.
Isn't that beautiful? We're going to cook it just for a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to add these spices and cook those until I can really smell them so the flavor develops. Now I'm going to add the Creole spices. So here I have some cumin, I have some paprika, and I have some cayenne pepper, and then I have some diced garlic as well. Now we add the garlic at this point because it now will not burn, because we have the moisture and the protection and the heat exchange from all of these other vegetables. Now we're going to cook this, stirring every minute or so, probably another 3 to 5 minutes until you can smell the flavors develop. And then we're going to add the tomatoes and the soup. Tomato time. So now we're going to add these tomatoes, and most Creole sauces call for just chopped tomatoes, chopped canned tomatoes. You know, I like to use these different colored cherry tomatoes. Get a couple of layers of tomato flavor. And now to invoke the spirit of one of my all-time favorite Cajun Creole chefs, Justin Wilson, I'm going to add a little bit of wine. He always used to say, add a little bit of wine for the food, a little bit of wine for the chef. Woo-wee! So that's probably about 1/2 to 3/4 of a cup of red wine. And now I'm going to add this Wholesome Crave Tomato Basil Soup. That's about 3 cups, I'm guessing. Now this is going to have to cook for about 15-20 minutes. So I'm going to add just a little bit more soup. I'm going to turn this down to a simmer. And we'll come back in about 15-20 minutes and give it a taste. So here it is, it's finished, it's simmered about 20 minutes. I'm just going to take some fresh parsley, stir it in. Look how beautiful that is, nice and chunky with vegetables. And you can serve this with Creole tempeh, tofu, Creole shrimp, anything that you want, rice and beans. This is really just fantastic.
delicious. I'm Michel and Sean, and I'll see you in the kitchen.